Thursday, everybody. Today, I want to kind of throw together a bunch of scenarios that have happened to myself and to other agents to where you try not to get yourself in these particular situations and either lose a sale or be there too long and the client gets kind of antsy and they say, I changed my mind. So, let me start. Going down my list real quick, hold on. These are actual true things that I spoke about a little bit before, yet they come up again because what happens as agents, we get excited when a client answers the door, they invite us in, they're giving us all the buying signals. So what happens a lot of times is that we sometimes make shortcuts to try to get to make the sale instead of saying, let me relax. Let me just be cool. Understand they're giving me signals, but yet I don't want to sit and stumble on my feet because it could make the sale not happen. Number one, a client says, I am in great health. There's nothing wrong with me at all. This particular agent went on, wrote him up. He said, Joe, I like rural neighbors. Wrote him up with rural neighbors. Declined. Client says, I don't understand what's wrong. I'm in good health. Then the client or the agent says, well, and he read all the health questions. Then he asked, can I see your medication? She was on medication. She was on isosorbide, which is for angina, congestive heart failure. It's in the nitro family. And that's a no-no with rural neighbors. It's a no-no with almost all carriers. When a client tells you they're in good health, accept that and say, I heard you, I'm going to listen to you, yet I'm going to continue forward to ask you the health questions as well as the medications. Years and years ago, I went to a lady's house. Lady was perfect, nothing wrong with her, sounded fantastic. Everything was absolutely perfect, gave me every signal, signed up for it. This was before the days of e-apps. Sent it in, got it back, declined. I'm saying, what happened? I said, man, you were declined. I said, I'm going to come by and visit with you to see what I can do to get you something. She says, please do, I want insurance. Went by there, and me, not really being a rookie, it was me kind of like overstepping my boundaries, not going step by step, not following the rules of asking health questions, medications, how long have you been on it, what is it for. She brings out a medication. She's on two medications, a high blood pressure and a medication called Aricept. Aricept is a medication used for people that have the beginnings of dementia or they're having dementia or they've already had it for a while. You never would have known it by this client. Insurance company says Aricept means some type of memory loss, decline. Fortunately, she wanted it so bad, I put her with a guaranteed issue years ago, and she was happy, yet she wanted what I offered her in the beginning. My fault. So I'm going to ask you guys health questions, ask for their medications. If you're not sure about the medications, look them up on your smartphone, see what they're for, and ask them. 75% of the folks that we deal with do not know the reason they're taking the medication. My doctor said take it, so I take it. What's medication for? I don't know. So you have got to look the stuff up and then plug it into the puzzle to see which one fits. Now, I'm going to make a little detour on that one there. Yesterday, Omar was in town to visit us from South Florida. Him and I went to see a client that I had seen a month ago with B.A. Dale Mason. She says, come on in, Joe, how you been? And I wanted to say, Dale and I spoke to you. You told me to come back the next day. The next day I went back, you had your gate locked up. You had 50 dogs outside. You had helicopters. You didn't want to see nobody. Now you want to see me. So what happens, your mind starts floating. Why did she not answer? Why did she do it now? I took a soft step backwards and said, Joe, don't sweat the small stuff, just do the deal. We sat there, got all her medications. She was on oxycodone. She was on a medication called methotrexate, which could be used for cancer. She uses it for severe rheumatoid arthritis pain. And she was on a puffer that she said was for asthma. I said, okay. Did our homework. Omar did his homework. We said, Joe, based on everything here, America will take her. Josh said, okay. Get on the app, do the application for America, and America goes decline due to prescription history. So, sat there, looked. Omar says, Joe, I think we can get her with Prosperity. I said, okay. So he calls up a friend of his who's also in the insurance business. His friend says Prosperity would take her no problem. So I'm saying, what do I got to lose? She wanted insurance. She's got a Mutual of Omaha. She bought by mail. She's got a 2-year waiting period. She's got about 15, 16 months left on it before it reaches full maturity. She wanted the instant, immediate benefits. She had no problem paying a little bit more. She knew what she wanted. Why did she buy the Mutual of Omaha? She says she's on too many medications. I said to myself, you may be right. So Omar got on the computer, did everything, went through the entire e-app. The only thing that's challenging with Prosperity, you need to take a picture of their ID and you got to upload it. He was having issues. He called home office. They said, don't worry about it. Bypass it. We'll see how she gets approved. And then from there, you can email it to us the next day. So Jay's doing that right now while we're on the call. Went through Prosperity. Boom, 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 boom. Put all the medications in. Excuse me. Went through all the health questions. And due to the methotrexate, the inhaler, and due to the oxycodone, it had 3 drop boxes at the end. So they didn't give us a yes right now. They did a 3 drop down box. Is this puffer used for COPD? He put no. Is the methotrexate used for cancer? He put no. Is the methotrexate, the oxycodone, I don't know what the question was, he put down no. Submit. Waited 2 minutes, your client's approved. So what ends up happening is I've been doing this for a long time. I just got off the phone with Marie just 2 minutes ago. She's got a client that's on the oxycodone that we were going to put with Americo because we even spoke to an underwriter at Americo. And Americo goes, yep, we'll take her. Don't worry about it. Okay? And let you know, Americo does not like doing underwriting for final expense on the Eagle. Okay? We happen to be lucky and just talk to somebody who was kind to give us the information. I said, Marie, I said, I think we ought to table the Americo Eagle. Let's go with Prosperity. Marie's filling out the application now to get appointed with Prosperity. This is why these calls for you guys are so important, because you say, Joe, I love Mutual. Joe, I love whatever company you use. The name of the game is to have numerous carriers, not 15 of them, yet to know where they go. Clients that always tell us the truth. And when they do tell us the truth, we need to know what carrier to put them with. We do this for 25 years. Americo told me, not told me, but based on the past, they've accepted people with similar medications. What happens is this here. You go to a client's house that's on those same 3 medications, and the carrier accepts them. You don't know about any other medication. They're on those 3 medications. They may be on high blood pressure. They may be on cholesterol. Americo says, we'll take them. Roy says, we'll take them. So now, in our minds, these 3 medications, in conjunction or separately, will be approved by the carrier that you pick. You go there next week to do an application, similar situation. You're thrown to a decline or you're thrown to a graded. What ends up happening is that sometimes the clients no longer use the medication, yet it stays on their RX. So this is why you need to ask them, what current medicines are you taking? What medications have you been prescribed in the last 3 years? that you no longer take, or the doctor took you off of it, or they're too expensive for you to afford. I'm going to tell you 25% of the people are going to say, oh, I took this medication. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that there. Sometimes it can hurt you, and sometimes it can't. Yet you need to have everything lined up so when you're there, you're ready to go. Omar, I went to see a lady yesterday, day before yesterday. She's on the phone with somebody. We're standing at the steps. She's on the second floor. She's going to help you. I said, just man, you would send this card in and want some information. I said, what's it about? Hand her the card. She said, I have my glasses on. So now I got to kind of tell her what it's about. So now I'm kind of skeptical. Do I tell her life insurance? Do I tell her final expense? Do I tell her burial? Do I tell her Medicare? So I said, okay. I got the dice in my hand. I threw it. I said, ma'am, this is regarding life insurance to help you with your final expense or your burial cost. She's on the phone with somebody. She says, coincidentally, we're talking about life insurance. He's here about life insurance. Let me call you back. Man, I was happy. 2-year-old Lee. Walk in the house, we sit down. She's got her grandchildren there. I sit on the couch with Omar. She's sitting over here. All of a sudden, the baby starts crying. I mean, crying. She says, I don't have no money. I can't afford this today. I said, no problem. I don't want any money today. So I told her how the program worked. She qualified with no problem. There was zero wrong with her. Minor medications. She says, what's it going to cost? I said, hold on a minute. I need to get your date of birth, and I'm going to plug it in. So I told her how it worked, and I said, we're going to take no money today. Next month, your bank will send your payments in. She says, you're not getting to my bank. I said, okay. I said, well, how do you want to pay? She said, I want it to where you come to my house and get my money. I said, well, we don't do it that way. The way we do it this way is that the bank sends it in for you at no cost, and you're going to get a much less expensive rate for the policy you want to buy. So nope, nobody's going to my checking account. That's the only way to do it. Nobody's going to my checking account because they messed up and they double billed me 1 month. And I was having one of those days there. I said, I'm not going to sit arguing and fight with this lady here. She's got a screaming kid right next to her. Not really, she told me she wanted information, but I told her, listen, before I leave to do my job, I just want to tell you what the cost is, thinking I can get that hook in her to where she say, okay, use my checking account. She says, no, don't waste your time. I don't want it no more. So now, I'm walking down the stairs with Omar, and we're talking. I said, was I rude to her? Did I say the wrong things? Was I too aggressive because we hadn't seen nobody? What was it? So when I put it all together in the blender, I came to a logical thought process that she was under stress for something that I had no idea about. Okay? I wasn't trying to I did some tie downs, but I didn't grab her and throw her on the floor and tell her you gotta do it. Certain times people do not want to make that commitment. And she told me to come in. She's talking about insurance to somebody on the phone, tells me I do need some insurance, but I can't afford it because it's too expensive. So did I do something wrong? Probably. I might do something wrong. Okay? So what I've done is that I've actually replayed this in my brain, to see what I did or did not do. So the next time I go back out, I'm going to sit and say, okay, Joe, remember that lady on the second floor was on the phone? So now these thoughts start going through your mind, and you go, okay, let me handle this just a little bit differently. So that's something I want you guys to think about. When you leave a house, they want it, supposedly want it, and you can't close them, you need to go down the list of what you did to see what you can add to what you said or to add to what you did not say. Number 3, fill out an application. Excuse me. You're on the phone speaker. Woo, hold on. ADD just kicked in. You're talking to somebody face to face. They want the insurance. You get all their information, name, address, social security, their driver's license, beneficiary, answer all the health questions. Now you go do an e-app. You do an e-app, you get it almost completed. Now you get down to the checking account information. The client says, I don't want to use my checking account. Nobody goes into my checking account. Okay? That happened to an agent. He lost a sale. He may have lost a sale in the beginning, yet he would not have wasted his time and input all that information. So whenever you do an e-app, or you do a point of sale call, a three-way call with the client, you and the carrier, have everything in front of you as if you can pick that paper up and walk out of the house right then and submit it via fax. Because what ends up happening, you want to tell them the rules up front. You want them to know exactly how it works up front. Because what happens is that when you don't ask the checking account information to the end, they tell you no, now you got another battle to overcome. Get all the information, do it. He lost the sale. This happened to Dale up in South Carolina, visiting with somebody, had everything going, got down to the checking account information. They said, I don't have my checking account information. He goes, okay. So he was kind of stuck. He called me. Said, Joe, this here, they don't have the checking account information. What can I do? I said, yeah, what I recommend you to do, if they've gone through this process with you and it's something that they do want, tell them, I will take you to the bank and get the information. Okay? Took him to the bank the next day, and he got the information. There's times you got to go out of the comfort zone, kind of go out of the insurance. Now you become an Uber driver. You take them to the bank, get the information with them. I don't know if I tell you to go inside, but just let them go inside and do it. Okay? I didn't realize until yesterday, the lady that Omar and I were with, she had a card. I said, man, the card's not going to work. She said, okay, let me go inside and get the information. I thought she was going inside to get her check, a blank check. She comes out with a bunch of stuff written on a piece of paper, rally number, account number, her date of birth, her name. And before I can ask you, why did you write it down? Why don't you bring me the voided check? She's like, I called the bank up and they gave me the information. I said, really? I was stumped. She says, yes. I called, gave them my ATM number or ATM card, gave them my PIN number or code number, whatever they used, and they gave her all the information on the phone. Did not ever know that existed. So if you have a client that's like that there, get them hopefully to sit with you, put them on speakerphone, so all they're going to do is ask you for your ATM card, okay? And then from there, they're going to probably ask you some personal information. If that happens, I'll step away and get the information. We must learn, we must go over and above the call of duty to make a sale. People just don't call and say, hey Joe, I'm dying of my life insurance. The cost, don't worry about it. My health, it doesn't matter. I'm going to buy it no matter what it is. And I want a $25,000 program. And come and I want it to start today so you get paid tomorrow. You're going to hear that in the movies. We must go above the call of duty to take care of our people. Dale took the lady to get her checking account information. Him and I have not gone over the details in details. That's the opportune time to say, are you happy for what I did with you? Did it make it a little bit easier for me driving you down there to where you can get this valuable program? This is something you were looking for. I want to personally deliver the policy to you. Now, is there anybody else that I can help? Now you ask for referrals. You smoothed them, you winded them, guided them, you drove around with them, got them the information. Now they think that you are a gift. That's the time you sit and say, who else can I take care of? And I will take care of them just like I took care of you. Okay, we'll have the answer for that next one. Another thing, when you're going through the questions, you need to ask the height and weight of the person. If you do not feel comfortable asking for the height and weight because you feel you may embarrass them, or they said something about their height and weight, you go to the rural neighbors, or you go with CDS. Those are the only two, except for guaranteed issue, that will offer your client a program without asking them the height and weight. Term life insurance is nothing like simplified issue. You write an American Amicable whole life, height and weight, more lenient, more liberal. You say, Joe, they don't want whole life, they want a term. Term underwriting, stronger, stricter, longer look backs. Everything is more detailed out. It's not as easy as a simplified issue whole life. Their height weight charts are less. The reason I'm saying this, agent wrote a client up with American Amicable. Remembered the height and weight of somebody close to that person he wrote the day before. They wanted a term. He brings out the easy term, fills out the application without reviewing the height and weight of the client to compare with the height weight chart with the AMAM easy term. Client declined. Okay? Declined. Joe, what can I do? We went over it. Don't remember what the exact answer I gave them. Yeah, I said, this is a great learning tool that you went through because you didn't ask height and weight. Well, I thought height and weight's the same. So for the record, simplified issue, whole life that we primarily use for filing expense and burial insurance, they're very lenient on height and weight. Height, weight, they're way, way overweight. CDS, rural neighbors, or guaranteed issue. They can't qualify for the rural neighbors or CDS. They look back farther. We look back 2, sometimes 3 years for cancer, 4 years for cancer. These companies go back 5 years or 10 years. So you need to make sure that you read the whole application and look at the nuts and bolts because everything is different, including the medication list that they'll accept. Okay. Omar, Cell, Dale, check, height, weight. Last one. Then I'm going to let you guys go. Before you move forward and start telling them about a company, please do all the proper underwriting up front. Don't walk in and say, I love rural neighbors. Let me tell you what I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you all these member benefits. I'm going to get you a free will. I'm going to get you a $200 disaster fund. And then ask the health questions. Because that's called putting the cart before the horse. The client qualifies, I'll high five you. The client doesn't qualify, now you've got to overcome all the things you said because it's kind of like you giving a little something sweet to a baby. The baby always wants that sweet stuff now. When you don't give the baby cries. Clients are the same way. I'm going to give you this for free. No, ma'am, I'm sorry, you can't have it. And just take a soft step backwards. We were speaking with a lady yesterday, Omar and I. We told her how America works. Automatically comes with a accidental death rider. The 10 you get is 20 accidental comes with it. Prosperity does not have it built into the price. We had to add to it. She says, does this also come with the accidental rider as well? Because I like that. Omar, without hesitation, says, yes, ma'am, it does. Push the button, says accidental. Your premium will be $57.50. Okay? You got to be light on your feet. We're going to throw you curveballs. Here's some homework for you guys. I want you guys to write down the things we spoke about. Write down some of the rebuttals that you get. Write down 5 rebuttals. With those rebuttals that you're going to hear, or smoke screens they're going to tell you, I want you to write down 5 responses to those rebuttals. The reason I'm asking you to do this here is so when you're in a house with a client, excuse me, in the house with a client, you can pull that damn sheet out. They got no idea what you're looking at. You can have it on your side there. Because right now, I got this paper here written. If this paper is like this here, sitting down on a table, I can't read this upside down. I know I got HT/WT for weight. Other than that there, I can't read what I wrote. So have it on the table. They tell you, I can't afford it, that's just too much money. Kind of scratch your head. Now, let me kind of tell you why I think you should afford it. Do it. They're not going to kick you out of the house if you've got a cheat sheet there. You're not going to sit and say, man, I got a cheat sheet over here that I need help. Have it sit there. Have just a piece of paper there. They're really not going to notice it. What they're looking at is you in the face. They buy from you because they trust you. Carriers sometimes have something to do with it. They trust you, and they like the price that you went over, and they like the tone that you came over. Everything we do in life, there's a trust meter. When you go to a house, you're on the phone, you get a very, very small window of opportunity for them to like you. Take your time, write down 5 rebuttals that you've heard, go to the World Wide Web, go to our website, go to past stuff you got, write down 3 to 5 different rebuttals for each one, study them, memorize them, and learn them. Everybody in what we do or any profession, a professional baseball player, golf player, a professional insurance agent as we are, started off from the bottom and they worked their way up the ladder. And the way to work your way up the ladder to stay in this business is to treat it like a business. And when you treat it like a business and you do your homework, you go to the new university that we signed you guys up with that you can take a little sneak preview until April 1st. Take advantage of these things here. There's a cost to doing business. We talked about this before. You're a golfer, you've got your own personal coach. You're still making millions. Professional golfers who make millions of dollars still have their own personal coaches. Say, what does he need a coach for? The guy's great. Well, he's great, but he's playing with greater people. So now he's got to take himself from great to greater to be the greatest to win a tournament. I'm going to let you guys go. Got any questions, give us a call. If I told you anything that you liked, you want to get hooked up with Prosperity because of the little drop downs and they're a little bit more lenient, get with Jay. He'll send you the contracts. You've got to fill them out. We love you. Be safe. Drive careful. We'll see you on the call Monday. Thank you guys. Bye.